Thank you, Richard, and good afternoon to you all. And I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which this conference is taking place and pay my respects to elders both past and present. I'd also like to thank Bob, CEO of Manufacturing Skills Australia, for providing me and Daniel with the opportunity to speak at this very important conference. And I have to say, it feels absolutely fantastic to be able to follow those exciting images of the 2009 Team Australia Skillaroos during the presentation ceremony of the 40th WorldSkills competition held in 2009 in Calgary, Canada. And I've made a couple of speeches where I've used that as an intro, and I always feel like a bit of a rock star coming onto the stage accompanied by the music of U2. But there is method to me playing this grab from the presentation ceremony, as well as hopefully highlighting the excitement and the importance of the WorldSkills International competition. I hope it's all given you a bit of a jolt after lunch, some fantastic food, but I hope it's given you a jolt and helps you to focus for the rest of the afternoon. I know we've got some pretty important speakers coming ahead. For those of you who do not know, the Team Australia Skillaroos represent the best young trades and skills technicians in Australia. And in September 2009, they returned from Canada with a ranking of 5th in the world amongst what was then 52 member countries. I believe this is a tremendous achievement, and it highlights the extremely high quality of vocational education and training in this country. But we can't rest on our laurels. Others are looking to us at what we do. With success comes competition. And you only have to have a look at the cycle of competitions from 2007 to 2009. The 2007 international competition was in Japan, and we once again placed 5th in the world. I think we won 5 medals during that competition. In 2009, we placed 5th in the world, but we had to double our medal tally just to stay at 5th in the world. So countries are looking to us, and they're not standing still. Another indication of how other countries see us and how they value what we're doing is the fact that recently we held a simulated international competition for our team going to London this year. It was held in Wollongong. It was dubbed the Global Skills Challenge, and we had representatives from 9 countries over the world coming to Wollongong to allow their competitors to train, but I'm sure that they also felt that by coming here they were going to learn something from us as well. Skills shortages, skills challenges, call them what you will, they're all very topical at present. And I'm sure that many of you have read or in fact contributed to reports such as the Apprenticeships for the 21st Century, the Skills for Prosperity report by Skills Australia. You attend forums and conferences such as this one. You follow the media where you hear from many people, policymakers, educators, business leaders, demographers, all saying the same thing. We need more people with the right skills. And as a nation, we need to continue to strive for skills excellence. It is skills excellence that will ultimately improve individual and organisational success, as well as improving performance and productivity. I believe we need to change perceptions. There has long been an attitude that success in your working life is linked to a university education. Parents, school teachers and career advisors alike for too long now have felt that a child or a student must undertake a degree course at university to be a success. We need to raise the profile, the awareness and the status of trade and skill-based careers. Interestingly, the Australian Institute of Sport in Canberra began its life in 1981, the very same year that WorldSkills Australia commenced its program of skill competitions. And I would happily wager that most people would remember some of the first graduates of the AIS who competed at the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles. People such as Robert D. Costella, Lisa Curry, Neil Brooks, just to name a few. However, who would remember the names of Australia's first competitors in a WorldSkills International competition in 1983 in Linz, Austria? Names such as Tony Pearce, who competed in the electrical installation category and is now the Managing Director of an extremely successful consultancy business in the Northern Territory and is now involved in training the next generation of electrical technicians. WorldSkills Australia, through its program of competitions, allows Australia to benchmark its education and training system against the rest of the world. It challenges young Australians to strive for skills excellence, and it produces skill ambassadors that can be held up as beacons to show the success that is possible via a trade or a skills-based education and career. WorldSkills Australia, now more than ever, builds a skills respect culture. Through our program of skills competitions, we aim to increase the awareness of opportunities that are possible via a VET pathway to young Australians, their mums and dads, their careers advisors and their teachers. We aim to raise the profile of apprenticeships and traineeships and vocational education and training in general, in the hope that careers via a VET pathway will become a viable first choice career option. And I believe that the best way we can do this is through the promotion of our skill champions, real role models who can be held up as examples of what can be achieved via a VET pathway. Real role models such as those young men and women we saw in the film clip at the beginning of the presentation. Real role models such as Harata Saimi, who won the 2011 Women at Work Award just earlier on. Real role models such as Daniel Karangis, who will speak to you shortly. I live here in Melbourne, and with my wife and 3 young boys who, like most young boys, they love their sport, and at this time of year they love their footy. In our case, they love the Sydney Swans, and thank goodness they cracked it for a win on the weekend, otherwise I would have had a very sad household. As a Sydney-based team, the Swans do not get to Melbourne very often. However, after a recent game here on a Saturday night, the club organised a coaching clinic on the Sunday morning for their junior members. My 3 boys were jumping out of their skin all week at the prospect of kicking the footy with their idols. Since then, the boys have replayed many games in the backyard, each as their favourite player, Goodsey, Jude Bolton, Sam Reid, to name a few. Sport does a tremendous job of promoting role models, even though the role models may sometimes let them down. And sport provides much to our nation. Let's be honest, it makes us all feel great to see Australians winning. It makes us prize dedication and endeavour, the value of competition, and it encourages all to meet the challenges in our lives. But dare I say it here in the sporting capital of Australia, that the inherent skills of the sports person often add little to the nation as a whole. The ability to play football, cricket, to swim or run fast is not in itself an innately nation-building skill. Yet, skills champions, such as the Team Australia Skillaroos, who are elite competitors in their own right, offer us much more. They too will make us feel great when we see them competing, and hopefully some of them winning on the international stage. We will witness their dedication, commitment, their discipline, and the sacrifices that they have made, and it will inspire us. The Team Australia Skillaroos are elite craftsmen and women, and their inherent skills are nation-building skills. They possess what Australia needs to create a strong nation with a strong economy. The Skillaroos will be like other elite athletes. Their time in international competition will be brief, but unlike other athletes, their time of application of their world-class skills will not diminish at all as the years go by. They will continue to use them and continue to develop them. They will, I'm sure, develop successful careers, take on their own apprentices or trainees, and many of them will build businesses that will employ others and further allow the application of their skills to the good of the country. And if we want to meet the skill challenges of now and in the future, then it is incumbent on us all to ensure that these world-class young people, our Skillaroos, are seen as role models in every school in Australia, so that all young Australians will strive for greatness and understand what can be achieved by following a vocational education and training pathway. Just as we celebrate our sporting heroes, so too do we need to promote our skill champions, as well as acknowledging and celebrating their achievements. One of the underlying themes of the MSA environmental scan released earlier this year, and I think there's a copy in your conference pack, is the intensifying skill shortages, as well as the problems associated with attracting the next generation of young Australians into the many skill areas that comprise the manufacturing sector. As a nation, we need to attract more young people into trades and skills to ensure we build a sustainable base for our future skill needs. Through the WorldSkills Australia competition process, we have uncovered some tremendous role models. Skill ambassadors, as I said, to whom all Australians can aspire. And the Skilleroos, I believe, are the perfect examples of the role models that I refer to. And several of these young skill champions are being supported by Manufacturing Skills Australia as they prepare to compete in London in 42 days' time as part of the 2011 Team Australia Skilleroos. Skilleroos in skill categories such as welding, construction metalwork, cabinet making, jewellery, fashion technology, sheet metal work and the Manufacturing Team Challenge. Manufacturing Skills Australia have shown their commitment to skills excellence through their support of the Team Australia Skilleroos, and we believe that WorldSkills Australia and Manufacturing Skills Australia can work together to highlight the achievements of these Skilleroos as well as showcasing other success stories as a means of raising the awareness of the opportunities that are available in the relevant manufacturing skill areas. We believe we can work with MSA to help manufacturing industries, and to quote the MSA environmental scan, to overcome their image problem and position themselves as offering exciting technology-based and increasingly international career options, again through the use of our role models. As I noted earlier, the 41st WorldSkills competition will be held in London, where in less than a year's time, the 2012 Summer Olympic Games will also be held. I'm sure that during the Olympics we will witness many fantastic sporting achievements in state-of-the-art venues and facilities, world records, personal bests and amazing feats of human endeavour and triumph. But let's just think for a moment how successful the Games would be if we didn't have people with trades or skills training. We would have none of the state-of-the-art venues without welders, boilermakers, construction steelworkers and sheet metal workers, as well as the carpenters, bricklayers, electricians, tilers, painters, plumbers, just to name a few. Even on the podium, without jewellers, pattern makers, CNC machinists, the athletes would not be able to receive the much sought-after gold, silver and bronze medals. These are just a few examples, but as you can see, the demand for trades and skills is all around us. And while the Team Australia Skilleroos are the pinnacle of skills excellence, there are many examples of young Australians who have used the WorldSkills competition process as a pathway to success. From the bricklaying competitor who finished 7th in a regional competition, but commented that from what he had learnt during the competition, he would be able to lay around 30 bricks more per day, and at $1 a brick, that meant more money for him and his boss. To Joshua Stem, an automotive technician from Brisbane who finished 6th at the 2006 national competition and who is now living the high life in Dubai as the Middle Eastern Regional Service Engineer for General Motors. These are the stories that need to be told to showcase the opportunities in VET and to attract more Australians to pursue a VET pathway. And in partnership with Manufacturing Skills Australia, we hope to be able to showcase these opportunities in the manufacturing sector by using real stories. Inspirational stories, such as the Daniel Karangi story, a 2009 Team Australia Skilleroo who competed in the sheet metal technology category in Calgary, Canada, coming away with a bronze medal and making a huge contribution to the overall success of the team. And I'd now like to introduce you to the real star of this presentation, Daniel Karangi, to tell the story of his skills journey. Thank you, and again thank you to Manufacturing Skills Australia for your tremendous support of the 2011 Team Australia Skilleroos and to supporting skills excellence.